Hello everyone, it's me Luthfia. Today we are going to learn about techniques, textbooks, and materials. There are some topics that we are going to learn. The first is techniques redefined. The second is categorizing techniques. The third is a taxonomy of techniques. And the fourth is textbook. Let's start with technique redefined. Before we go further, we have to know what is the difference between task and activity. Task usually refers to a specialized form of technique, or more appropriately, a series, while activity usually refers to a reasonably unified set of students' behavior limited in time, preceded by some direction from the teacher with a particular objective. Activities include role play, drills, games, peer editing, small group information grab exercises, and much more. And now we have to know what the difference between procedure and technique. So, procedure, the actual moment-to-moment techniques, practices, and behaviors that operate in teaching a language according to a particular method. While technique, superordinate term to refer to various activities that either teachers or students perform in the classroom. In other words, techniques include all tasks and activities. Let's move to the second topic, categorizing technique. First, we have the manipulation communication continuum. So we have manipulative extreme and communicative extreme. What is the difference? So, manipulative extreme is a technique that totally controlled by the teacher and implies a predictable response for the student. For example, choral repetition, cue substitution drills, dictation, and reading aloud. On the other hand, communicative extreme is a technique in which the student's response are open-ended and unpredictable. For example, the activities are storytelling, brainstorming, role plays, discussion, small group work, and games. Next, we have controlled versus open-ended technique. So what is the difference between control technique and open-ended technique? So control technique is a stage in a lesson where students practice new language in a limited form. In control technique, the teacher has shown the students the form and use of the past passive form. They now practice using the structure by completing sentences using cues. So this is the example of control technique. On the other hand, open-ended technique is a stage in a lesson where students produce language using the target content freely. For example, the teacher has shown the learners the form and use of the present passive form. They have practiced using the structure by completing sentences using cues, and now they practice the form more freely by describing a process they have chosen. Next, we have mechanical, meaningful, and communicative technique. There are some types. The first is drill. Drill is a mechanical technique that focus on a minimal number of language form, grammatical or phonological structure through repetition. Form focus instruction. Form focus instruction refers to all of the planned or incidental teaching activity that guide students to pay attention to linguistic forms including traditional teaching ways based on structural syllabus and communicative language teaching. Let's move to the next topic, taxonomy of techniques. We will first discuss about types of language teaching technique. There are three techniques: controlled, semi-controlled, and open-ended. Those techniques are different. Control technique based on teacher-centered and open-ended based on student-centered. Control technique use manipulative extreme, open-ended use communicative extreme. Control technique require the student to do structured lesson and predicted student lesson, while open-ended require the student to have open-ended and unpredicted response. In controlled technique, pre-planned objective set curriculum, while in open-ended technique, negotiated objective operative curriculum. While in semi-controlled technique, use of language in a less restrictive way than the controlled, but taking into account linguistic pattern already set up by the teacher. Let's move to the last topic, that is textbook. Textbook adaptation and textbook selection. So, in using textbook in the classroom, the teacher can or should use textbook adaptation or textbook selection. And what is the difference? Textbook adaptation refers to changes the teacher made to the book to make it more suitable to a particular class. Changes could include adding or dropping activities, changing activities, replacing topic or content, and extra. While in textbook selection, in order to create a good teaching and learning process as needed, the teacher had to select textbook as a source of material to teach. That's all about today's material. If you have any question or comment, you can write it in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Goodbye.